The shadow. Can your dark side make you a great artist? All right, I love this topic. I love talking about the shadow and psychology and spirituality and how that relates to your art. Because I believe that, for instance, integrating your shadow, owning your dark side, owning your darkness and your pain can make you a better artist if you do it in the right way. Because it's not about just wallowing in your pain. It's about using that as a doorway to your greatness. So today I'm going to talk to you about what the shadow is and what shadow work is, how that can relate to your art. I'm going to give you an example of the healing power of the blues, and I'm going to tell a story from a class that I taught recently which really beautifully illustrates the healing power of darkness. And then at the end, I'm going to share with you a very powerful exercise that you can do on your own to begin integrating your shadow and then reaping the benefits of that. So my name is Joseph Arnold. I'm a violinist, an Alexander Technique teacher, and director of the Soulforce Arts Institute. And I'm going to begin with what the benefits are. What are the benefits of integrating your shadow? Well, maybe I'll begin with what the shadow is. The shadow is whatever you have hidden, repressed, or denied within yourself. All the parts of yourself that you learned not to like. These are the bad parts of yourself. So you might think. They aren't actually, but this is the thought that happens, the subconscious thought. You learned somehow when you were little, like you were, certain behavior wasn't appreciated or was maybe punished by your caretakers, and you learned with your child's mind that this is bad, like, or I'm bad. And if whenever you feel depression or like chronic anxiety or self-doubt or low self-esteem, really just so many emotional and mental health disorders are really about the shadow and these parts of ourselves that have been repressed, hidden, or denied. And the process of healing your psyche, healing these emotional wounds, healing mental illness and emotional issues is about reintegrating the shadow, owning the parts of yourself that you don't like. It's not easy work, but there are such big benefits to doing so for you as a person and also as an artist. For you as a person, what you get back is a sense of being okay, a sense of being whole and healed and connected to yourself, connected to the world around you. You get back your life force energy. If you feel depressed, for instance, you feel depleted. Your energy is all gone. I know, I've been there. And as I've healed my own psyche, as I've healed my own childhood wounds and that kind of thing, I've gotten back so much energy that was otherwise being used to repress all of that pain that I was feeling. So you get back energy. You also get back new creative insights. You get back a sense of flow and connection in your life, just a sense of ease, being able to, being in contact with something larger than yourself. So this is one of the transcendent possibilities of integrating your shadow, which is sort of the gold inside the dragon's lair, which is being able to connect with something larger than yourself, being able to feel more connected to life in general, more connected to a life purpose, more connected to the mysterious source of life itself, God, the universe, the divine, the sacred, whatever you want to call it. I've certainly noticed that in myself. The more I've reintegrated my shadow side, the more connected I've felt to the divine, and that's been so beautiful. So how does this affect your artistic life? Well, when you're stuck in a rut, when like a creative rut, when you are burnt out, when you have even physical injuries like tendinitis or back pain or overuse injuries from your art, when you just get ground down by being a professional artist and not making enough money, you know. All of these, in a way, are a sign of some repressed material inside yourself. Now, there are, of course, many reasons to have any of these issues. And connected to all of those reasons are beliefs about yourself that might be so painful right now that you don't even want to look at them, and so you hide from them. Certain truths about yourself that you hide from. And so once you start reintegrating those parts, then what you might realize is that what seemed like this awful truth about yourself actually turned out not to be true. There was a deeper truth, something really more life-giving underneath that. And once you get in touch with that, and that's the function of shadow work, like psychotherapy and soul retrieval and things like that, but once you get to the deeper truth, it's always, or almost always, a much more life-giving, positive, grounded, healing, holding kind of truth. And you get back so much creative energy from that. Your life force energy, new ideas, new inspiration, new forms of connection, a new sense of purpose in your life. And that's an invaluable gift. If you're an artist and you're looking for creative inspiration, then look to your shadow. There is gold there. And this is why, I mentioned this just a minute ago, like all these stories of the dragon, the knight fighting the dragon, and what does the knight find when he slays the dragon? In the lair, it's filled with gold, right? So the dragon, in this case, is those parts of yourself, like the fear that you have around seeing certain parts of yourself. But once you get past that, then you get the gold, right? And the gold that is good for you as a person is also good for your art. Okay, so there's more I could say about all that, but I'm going to move on. So I'm going to give you a couple examples, one from the blues, and then one, actually I'll start with a story from a recent class that I taught. Yeah, tea break. Okay, so I was teaching a Soulforce Arts class, and there was this young lady in the class who was a singer-songwriter, and she had a question about her creative ideas. When she was writing songs, like the songs that sort of organically and authentically came out of her were these really dark songs. And they were an authentic expression of her own pain, and in a way it felt good for her to be able to write these songs and to play them. But she was worried that they might be too dark for the people around her. And so what should she do? And here's my response. There is a false kind of cheerfulness that is pervasive in our society, because so many of us are afraid to look at our own darkness, so we pretend that we're happy. We want to put on a good face for others, and we want to put on a good face for ourselves, because at first glance, being with the pain that's inside seems too difficult, too scary, like a bottomless pit. It's not actually a bottomless pit, but it can feel that way. And so one coping strategy is to be falsely cheerful. It's something that almost everybody does. I do it, you do it, almost everybody, to some extent. And to play into that by creating falsely cheerful songs herself wouldn't actually help anything. It wouldn't feel satisfying for her, and ultimately wouldn't feel satisfying for her audiences either, because I bet that what she was experiencing, her own darkness, whatever fears or sadness or anger or whatever was going on for her, was also something that was shared by her audiences. And if she could touch that, then that might actually be really healing. So I'll give you an example from the blues. So many blues songs are dark, right? They're dark, they're about loss and strife and sadness and fear. And yet, listening to the blues, it's so uplifting, right? So what's going on there? It's just like when you have a little kid and the kid's feeling down. Like the worst thing to do is to immediately try to cheer them up. I'm sure you've experienced this. When you're feeling down, somebody says, "Oh, come on, put on a good face," That's that false cheerfulness, and it's actually, it feels terrible because it's life denying. False cheerfulness is life denying, because sadness or fear or whatever is getting you down, that's life inside you. And to deny your pain is to deny life. So when somebody tries to cheer you up falsely, it feels terrible. Terrible, because they are denying the life inside you. Helicopter. Right? But the blues works differently. The blues is more like somebody saying, "Hey, I see your pain. I've known pain too. Let's be in that together for a while." Right? So when you're feeling down and a friend comes to you and just holds you and it just stays with you in that for a little bit and says, "Yeah, I hear you. Man, that hurts. Oof. Yeah, that really sucks, doesn't it?" Right? That kind of compassion, meeting you where you are, that's actually what ends up opening things up. And it doesn't take that long. If you can give yourself this compassion, or if you're lucky enough to have somebody in your life who can do that for you, then, sometimes it only takes like a minute or two of that kind of sustained attention, and something inside you relaxes. And maybe it doesn't make all your problems go away, but that clenching around the pain can let go. And some of that emotional energy can move through. And then you feel more connected to yourself. You feel more whole, maybe more cheerful, organically, instead of superficially. And so that's what the blues does. The reason the blues is so uplifting, other than, just it's great to hear great music, is because it meets the pain where you are. It doesn't try to pretend, doesn't try to fix, doesn't try to manage. It's just saying, yeah, this is a part of life too. And that's what integrating your shadow is really all about. Yeah, this is a part of life too. And yeah, so that's what I shared with that young woman in the class. I said that your darkness might be the greatest gift you can share with the people around you, because you could offer her this. You could say to them, "Yeah, your darkness, I see your darkness. It's a part of life too." Right? Getting goosebumps just thinking about that, because it's really powerful. And this is kind of what Soulforce means to me. It's standing in a deeper truth while you face life's challenges. There's challenge in life, there's pain in life, and if you run away from it, if you try to hide, repress, or deny it, then it just makes things worse. And you don't get access to the deeper truth. You don't get access to the healing and the inspiration, the insights, the creative energy, the deep knowledge that life is sacred, just as it is. So, and I feel very passionately about this. Yeah, I believe that that sense of wholeness that comes from doing shadow work is one of the greatest assets that you have as an artist. If you can bring that to your creative process, then you'll be doing your audiences a great service. Okay, so to wrap things up, I'm going to share with you a little snippet of a very powerful shadow work exercise you can do. I want you to write down 10 people, a list of 10 people who have attributes that you really don't like. It could be political figures, family members, friends, neighbors, whoever, right? And actually do this, write them down. And then think about each of these people. What exactly about that person don't you like? It could be some emotional quality, it could be some personality traits, it could be some behavior, whatever it is. Write that down next to their name. And then take a look at yourself. The only reason that you have a charge, an emotional charge around these people, is because you see something in them that you also have repressed in yourself. So in what way do you do X, like that person on your list? In what way do you feel Y, just like another person on your list? Or say Z, just like another person on your list? And if you're honest with yourself, and that's super important, you got to be honest with yourself, you'll find those attributes in yourself, and that's okay. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It means you're human. It means you are a part of life. And you'll feel that once you start saying, oh yeah, I do that sometimes. Oh yeah, I do have that behavior or that personality trait. And once you come to a place of acceptance, stop telling yourself that it's bad, then life gets a lot easier. And you might notice that you have more creative energy to bring to your artistic life. So, and there's one more variation on that assignment. Make a list of 10 more people who you really admire, and do the same thing. Like, what do you admire about them? And then you can discover your golden shadow, which is all the positive attributes of yourself that you've hidden or repressed or denied. This is very common as well, and that could be a very illuminating exercise to do as well. Oh yeah, I do have that positive attribute. Oh yeah, I do have that positive personality trait. Instead of saying, oh no, you're so great, I'm so small, like we might with like a revered mentor. No, the reason you revere your mentor is because they have something that you have. So find out what that is. Okay, good. I think that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this. Hope you found it useful. If you did, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel and tell other people about this. If there are topics that you want me to cover, let me know in the comments below. I'm always happy to explore topics related to the arts and well-being and philosophy and spirituality. Please visit my website, josepharnold.com, and sign up for my email list to be among the first to know when my new book is coming out, Soulforce Arts, The Vital Role of Musicians and Artists in Creating a More Beautiful World. So that'll be out in the fall of 23. Okay, that's all for now.